Okay, hi there, I'm Bells. This is Künstlerstunde and today I'm doing a live and I hope you can hear me. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. If there will be someone with me, you can tell me if you can hear me good or not. I will today watch the Ren channel Me versus Me. I've never seen these videos, but I've known from their existence for a long time and wanted to see them, and now I had the idea to do this in a live because there are 13 videos and I think I could do maybe all in one. So let's start with the oldest one. He's written, "My name is Ren. I have had ME since I was 18 years old. I'm now 23 and have lost most of my young adult life to this condition. Over the years I have tried countless things to get better with no luck. I'm documenting the next 60 days of my life with ME to show people just what it's like trying to undertake a protocol to cure this condition." So, okay, let's go into this. Okay, we have here 7 years, 8 years, 11 years. This should be the first video. Let's start with this. For the past 5 years I have been suffering with ME and suspected bipolar mood disorder. Last year my illness progressed to the point where for most of my life I was bedbound and feeling suicidal. I found strength and determination not to let this illness beat me, and I managed to recover to the point of being able to walk around again. However, I am still sick. To date, there is very little medical help available for sufferers of such a misunderstood condition. This is my 60-day attempt to cure myself of ME through strict diet, positive attitude, lifestyle changes, and healthy living. If this can help just one person find hope or relief, then it was all worth it. Whew. Yeah, then let's go.
So I'm going to start a 4-day bone broth fast, which sounds pretty horrible. Like bone broth sounds like something that a troll would have. Nice vat of bones. So I'm going to do that for 4 days. The theory behind it is that it's going to heal my stomach, which is screwed because I react to loads of foods with ME. Very extreme. I'm going to be drinking nothing but watery bones for the next 4 days, so I could start feeling. Watery bone sounds horrible. I'm probably start feeling pretty bad. It's not great because like I'm not hugely fat, as you can see by these very skinny legs. I don't have very much weight to lose, man, after this illness. But meh, gotta get better. Day one. So I kind of found a chicken in my fridge that would have gone off if I started the challenge, fast, whatever, today. So I'm going to start it tomorrow. Guten Morgen, guten Morgen, bonjour, hello.
Good morning.
I've got my bag of bones. That's what you call an old person, isn't it? A bag of bones. Yeah, so I've got my bones, and this is day one, and not eat a whole chicken in one sitting day one, which rhymed. This is proper, genuine day one. Got lots, so enough to last me probably about 3 days. You could say that I've stocked up, because bones make stock. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Your laughter is like the best Christmas gift that I'll get this year. Bones. They're organic, so even though sort of like drinking bone liquid seems like a bit of a troll's pastime, like at least I'm a troll with ethics. I don't know why I'm trying to justify it. It's weird. I know it's weird, but I want to heal myself. So this is my first cup of bone broth. It's my friend.
Oh, it's really weird, but yeah, I understand that you tried everything, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's crazy. You have to get over yourself to say, "Oh, I drink this now." It's not so easy. I think I could never. I would say I could never drink this, but I was never in a condition like he was. But he was so positive there in these videos, or he tried to be this positive. He is nowadays too. Most of the time he's positive in the videos and wants to give a good feeling to the watcher.
Justify it. It's weird. I know it's weird, but I want to heal myself. So this is my first cup of bone broth. It's my friend Grace's mug. That's the bloke from the Cat Empire. Sick band, bruv. And it's alright. It just tastes like, dunno, like drinking gravy, but not as thick. It's alright. One thing I did do was I forgot. I didn't forget. I just didn't take into account the fact that it took 8 hours to make. So it's like 4 o'clock now, and this is what I got to eat. You can't really. I'm not going to show you inside the mug because the laws of physics mean that if I did that, all the liquid would pour out of said mug, which isn't very good. But it's like, it looks like yellowy liquid, which is what I'm going to be drinking. I'm not even actually that hungry yet, which is surprising. But yeah, this is day one. Cool. Good morning. It's morning number 2. And I have seemed to have developed like what looks like a third nipple. Some sort of weird.
I'm sorry for the quality. I think this is the quality of the video. I hope so. I tried 2 times to change the quality, but it looks like this is the highest one. Yeah.
Like what looks like a third nipple. Some sort of weird rash with a spot in the middle. Lovely. So the side effects are nipples. Last night I didn't really sleep very much. Like my stomach was grumbling like mad, which is probably normal. But I'm not actually that hungry this morning. I've got a cup of bone broth. And, you know, I think like mind over matter. I'm gonna be doing this. Maybe I should explain why I'm doing this. Like, when I got ME, I started reacting to loads of foods like cake, chips, like so many, all the good foods basically. I can't eat them because it makes me feel like I want to sleep for about like 20 days, or like it just makes me very depressed. I feel like I've been hit by a truck and I just have to go to bed, which sucks. So this is meant to reset my digestive system by completely giving it a break and allowing it to heal. If you search GAPS diet, it's a real thing. I didn't just go, you know what, drinking bones will help. Nah, it's a real thing, and it's helped a few people. So it may not help me, but it may. So we'll see. Day 2. I upgraded to the big pot mod. Beep. Look at it. You could go whale in it. My pans weren't big enough. Basically, I wasn't making enough broth for how hungry I was, because it takes 8 hours to make, and you get these little stupid pans that could cook like a boiled egg or a miniature bagel. And like, not that you boil a bagel, but like this is definitely big enough. Look, I could get in my head. Anyway. It's still day 2, but that's what I wanted to show you. Peace, love.
I believe that ME is an umbrella term. Each person with ME is slightly different, with varying symptoms ranging from chronic fatigue, impaired cognitive function, to very painful muscle aches and pains. For this reason, no 2 people with ME are the same. and what may work for one may not work for another. I do not suggest anyone follows this protocol without close support from a healthcare professional. Before deciding to do what I am doing, I put in hours of research, and I will point people in the right direction if they wish to do something similar. I'm in the process of putting together a website to help sufferers of ME pinpoint the best strategy for overcoming or managing their illness with the information I have learned over the past 5 years. There are too many people out there trying to sell the next miracle cure. All the information I put out is and always will be free. If I can help someone find relief from this illness, then you have paid me more than you know. So this is crazy. This is 11 years old. He's now 34. Yes, he is 34. Then he was here 23 and was 5 years ill from this time, or 5 years sick. And he said the same things here, which he is saying now. He hasn't changed. He has changed in many ways, but he hasn't changed in this, what he's saying here, that he want to help the people and want to give them a voice, want to bring them out of their illness, or bring them some information and help for free. And it's great that he says like this. He's still handling this illness, but still thinking of all the other people. Now it's not actual ME, I know. He was bitten by a tick and all of this, but you know what I mean. I think who is here watching this knows about Ren's situation. Okay, let's do the next.
Yeah, so it's morning 3. I'm feeling pretty dizzy today. I went in the shower. Felt a little bit like I wanted to pass out, but I'm okay. One other thing.
Let's 1 second. Let's think which year this was. So 11 years ago. Now it's 2025. Then it was 2024. No, it was 2014. So I know 2015 was his worst year. He said in his chapters. So this was 1 year before, maybe a half year before. Okay, because he said before he was showering, and maybe this was really excruciating for him or something like this. Let's see.
Felt a little bit like I wanted to pass out, but I'm okay. One other thing is I'm pretty bloody sick of bone broth. Like, this is probably like my 20th or 30th cup. And it doesn't taste nicer with every cup, really. I could be like the poster boy for bone. Hey, look, my belly button's out. Woohoo! So yeah, like, I woke up in a bit of a bad mood, and last night I went to bed in a bit of a bad mood as well. Like, I think that may be to do with like my blood sugar levels dipping a bit. And one other thing that I didn't take into account was I've got to go and get my blood taken today because of like they're just checking various things with my ME and stuff. And I haven't eaten, like, it's Wednesday and I haven't eaten anything since Saturday, and I don't know if that means that I'm gonna walk out like feeling like a bloody zombie, like need glucose. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, like licking pavements, just hoping that somebody accidentally drops some sugar on the floor to get a sugar fix. Why would I do that when there's sugar in the house? Yeah, so I'm taking a few vials of blood. I don't know if that's a good idea with how dizzy I already am, but there's only one way to find out, really. If I die, I love you all a lot. Hunger has officially set in. I did the stupidest thing that somebody on a fast should do, which is reading a cookbook of all these ingredients, and I was like, apple pie. Oh, you dirty apple pie. It was just so, it's like explicit. Oh, so I'm hungry. Day 3. I got my blood taken. I got a wickle pop on my arm. But yeah, no, I don't feel too bad. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out or anything. It was actually fine. And another thing that I did as well, which was stupid, this genuinely happened to this t-shirt, which is I like this t-shirt. It's nice. I was cooking food, and then I turned round, like I was cooking not food, bone broth, and I turned round to talk to my friend Luke. I don't know why I had to turn around then, like as if you don't know what turning round is. So I had to turn around to talk to my friend Luke, and basically, bone broth on the stove.
Oh.
Caught on fire. I was like, I smell something burning, and then I realised that it was me that was burning. But I'm not 3rd degree burnt or anything. Anyway, the end of day 3. Adios, amigos. Good.
And now he does it so in such a funny way, in such a light way. I think he plays around and he acts a little bit. It's not always acted, but you can see in his eyes. I think you can see, or for me it looks like I can see in his eyes how sad he is, how he feels, and he doesn't want to show the people how he really feels. He says sometimes some jokes like, if I'm gonna die, and in this moment it was a joke maybe, but for all the time it was not a joke, because he never knows what happens. And I think he looks so sad, so sad, and tries to give the watcher a good feeling. The people, or this person who watched maybe and has some like same conditions or something like this. It's sad to watch. It's. I smile sometimes because he smiles and it's so nice what he does, but it's sad.
Anyway, the end of day 3. Adios, amigos. Good morning. It's day 4, morning number 4. I feel like calmer in myself, and if you'll go back to the first videos, because I was just watching over, I've noticed my face has sort of cleared up as well. Like, I had a bit of puffiness in my eyes and stuff, which is gone for the first time in a long time. My mind's not racing and jumping like it normally does. Like, I don't know if you've noticed like watching these videos, but I'm normally jumping from thing to thing. I'll be eating my first meal today. Like, this is the end of stage 1, and after this I'm moving on to soups for about a week. And I'm going to have my first soup, because at 4 o'clock it'll be officially 96 hours since I've eaten anything at all. So I get to have, it's not that exciting to a normal person, but for me, like, I get to eat chicken in a soup, like with courgettes and leeks, and like, man, when you haven't eaten for like 4 days, like, sounds pretty good. So I'm excited about that. We'll do this thing where we go, woo, and then it will shoot forward to the future in like, it's 8 now, and it will shoot forward to 4 o'clock. Future. On the first day of Soupmas, my soup love gave to me one soupy soup. Soup. I decided to save the first mouthful for this video. It's the first thing I've eaten in 4 days. It's just like, I'm not gonna say I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I cooked it myself. It's like leek and courgette soup, all organic vegetables. And I chose a really little spoon so that it lasts really long. Cheers. Solid food. It's weird how something so like bland usually tastes so good. Oh god. Oh, just that feeling of not just liquid. Huh, it's nice. I had to cook it following this diet for about 40 minutes, so it's all really soft. Just boiling it all. So all of the food that I'm going to eat from now on for the next 10 days or so is going to be boiled. But oh man, it's good. It's good food. So yeah, it's the end of day 4.
Yes, I think this is the same thing which I've read before. Yes, it's the same, so I haven't read it. I have not to read it again. Okay. Living with Me, days 6 and 7.
It's day 6 and I'm at my nan's, which is why I've got these lovely curtains. Today is the first bad day that I've had all week since I started this video.
You saw it before he said it's the first bad day. You could see it. I said before he looks sad while he smiles, but now he looks really frustrated and sad and maybe in pain or something like this. It's really crazy. This fucking disease.
All week since I started this video. I guess it was sort of like quite naive of me to think that it would just be plain sailing and I wouldn't feel like crap. It's just a bit disheartening because it's a new protocol, and what happens, for anybody that doesn't know, like when you wake up and it's a bad day or a good day, you'll hear a lot of people talk about bad days and good days with things like bipolar and ME, and I wake up and it feels like I haven't slept for about a month, and it feels like I just feel like an overwhelming sense of dread which just lasts all day, and my mind starts sort of shutting down a bit, and like, to tell the truth, I really didn't want to make a video. I really didn't want to make a video because I like the world to see the best part of me. Like when I started making this documentary, I was like, documentary, video diary, whatever, I was like, yeah, we can do this, man. You can just, it'll be fine. But I was in a good frame of mind then, and I'm in a bad frame of mind now. But I promised myself that I was just going to carry on and do it so that people can see. So, like days like today, I'll probably just be in bed all day, watching comedies, trying to make myself happy, trying to make myself feel okay and back on track again. Yeah. But yeah, so this is day 6. It's day 7.
It's really not easy to watch. If you think you would be his mother or his father or his sister, it's so bad to watch, to see him like this. Now we know now he's still here and everything is not fine, but much better. But I think he was so strong this time that he put this video out because he swears himself, I will do it every day, because this is not so easy to put yourself out like this. And I think if you're 23, a young man in our society, maybe it's much more difficult. Yeah. and I admire him for this so much. And I think it's great that he did it, and he could be proud of himself from this time, but it's really difficult. And it's so sad to see him like this.
This is day 6. It's day 7. I haven't left bed since yesterday, apart from to get drinks or to go to the toilet. I promised myself over this whole thing though that I was just going to try and do mind over matter and just stay as positive as possible. So that's what I'm doing. On days like today, it's just like everything feels so like weak and tired, and like everything looks really bright. And the annoying thing is that I can't pinpoint it down to something. Like, I suppose it's when I started like adding the soups back in, I started feeling really bad, which doesn't make sense because all I've been eating is courgettes, leeks and chickens and stuff that I wouldn't normally react to anyway. And I don't know, it's weird, it's annoying that I've got to go through this process alone as well, that like there's no doctors. Like for over the past 5 years I've probably done like you name it, like I've tried it to try and get better, like acupuncture, like therapy, CBT, graded exercise therapy, rest therapy, like
tried it all.
Like about a million supplements, and I've always got to like, I've always pinned so much hope on all these things, and then like it's like 5 years, and then you just come back to the point of just feeling, you wake up and the whole body just feels like it wants to shut down. Anyway, this isn't positive thinking, is it? This is just me moaning. So it's day 7, so it's been a week.
It's just him moaning. It's not just this, it's so much more. If you think you're sick for 1 week, you feel like this has to stop at some point. You think like, will it never get better? It's such a long time I had this coughing or something like this. But 5 years. It sounds not so much like it has to feel, but it sounds really much, if you think about this, you're 1 or 2 weeks sick, how you feel this time, and you feel not that sick like he is feeling so for such a long time, in such a young age.
Part of me just like, because I've lost half a stone, I weighed myself this morning, so I'm underweight quite a bit. Moaning, stop it. Well, the life is good and I will get better. Anyway, it's the end of day 7.
So now next week is week 3.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Ren, and this is week 3. It's the start of week 3. I definitely feel better than I did filming the last video, which was about a week and a half ago. I was in a pretty bad place, but I've been eating the same foods, and I feel actually like, I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was, but it was a dip. I haven't left my house really very much still. I'm staying with my mum's. I stayed here for Christmas and New Year's. Like I was gonna go home for New Year's, but I thought that, you know, if I was going to rest and recover, then I've got to do this properly. So I gave myself a bit of a break, and yeah, like what's changed? I feel my mind has started to clear up a bit more, and I started writing music again, which is good. And I've started producing a little bit again. It's like my mind started working. I've also read so many books. I started this one, which is Motley Crue. I'm not even a fan of Motley Crue. They're like this metal band, but like the stuff they get up to, mental. I read this, which is Morrissey. He's a bit of a miserable chap, but
He's from the Smiths. I like the Smiths, and it was a good book. Other books, I'm reading about 6 books at the same time, but the other ones aren't in arms grabbing reach, but they're good. There's one by Aldous Huxley, who wrote stuff like Brave New World. He was like a big author in the 30s and 40s, and he's a genius. Like, he's like, why did I choose to sit by the window with the curtains? He's a genius, absolute genius. Anyway, things that are relevant. I guess, yeah, I've been eating the soup still. My stomach feels like it's settled a little bit more. My mind's cleared up. I'm still getting phases where my mind just shuts down a little bit, but on the whole, I'd say I was feeling better this week. So yeah, I'll keep you updated with all that stuff, and I think I'm gonna do some videos, sort of like tutorials on how I deal with things like depression and stuff to help people. Because if there's anything that I've learned that can help other people, that's great. So I'll actually...
He's always thinking of the other people. He's just a beautiful soul, isn't he?
I've learned that can help other people, that's great. So I'll actually think about what I'm going to say. I just hit record this time and had no battle plan, so the things that come out of my mouth usually in these circumstances tend to be a lot of rubbish. So it's going quite well. I'm happier. I guess that's probably more apparent that I'm a bit happier. So we'll just see how it goes, innit? So yeah, this is week 3. I'll do a better video for the next one that's a bit more informative, but yeah, I'm gonna go and have some soup. Cool. Au revoir.
Okay, I think the next one is a longer one. Yeah, this one, 16 minutes. Week 4.
Hey, bonjour. This is week 4. I just wanted to start off. Wait, that's 8. 4. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to all these new people that have started following me and sending me all these inspirational stories about people who've gotten better or how they've gotten better and the things that work for them. And yeah, like, it's been quite... I didn't really expect this much of a good response, especially in these early stages. And like, I've had a few people who are still sick get in contact with me, and a few of them have said, like, thank you for making the blog and stuff. And I just want to sort of say back, like, you're probably giving me a lot more than I'm giving you, so like, thank you even more, because having people tell me that even just listening to the things that I'm doing is helping them feel a little bit more hopeful, like, sort of makes me feel a little bit more self-worth, like, as if I'm not just in the dark just going through all of these things. Like, there's actually a bit more of a purpose behind it, so it's given me a lot more strength to be able to sort of go through it all. So yeah, thank you, you're cool. So this week I thought I would talk about things that are a little bit more relevant. This week I'm going to talk about how ME has personally affected my life. Number 1 is socially. Now, the social life and the social implications of having ME, what it does. Now, anybody who knows me or knew me when I was 18 or just bumped into me at a party, they'll know what sort of person I was, and they'll know that I just loved life, and that I was normally the sort of person that would be just trying to get everyone together doing stuff like in the party, like, I don't know, like rap battling each other, or building a human pyramid, or I don't know, I just loved life. I'd be the first kid on a dance floor dancing like a twat in a club, or yeah, like, I love social life, and I love socialising, and I love people, and I loved having fun. And so when I first came down with ME, it was tough, because
I'd start going out with my friends because I didn't really know when I first started getting sick. I didn't know anything about ME, so I'd go out and I'd realised that I just felt really, my mind had just switched off. I wouldn't be the same spontaneous person that I was. I would just be sort of living inside my own head a little bit because I didn't know what was going on. I just pushed through and I'd force myself to go out and I'd still be drinking and I'd still be like, what's going on? But the implications of that would be that I'd get home and I'd just feel so terrible. Like, I just feel so drained and so empty after going out that, like, some days I just, I don't know, I just cry. Like, some days I just, like, turn my shower on and I just curl up into a ball in the shower and just fucking cry for about an hour because I didn't, it was just such a weird feeling and sensation. Like, everything in me was just so depleted. And then, so it just sort of carried on going like that. Like, I'd keep forcing myself out until the point where I was like, I'm just not going to go out anymore because it's just not worth it. And then because I was in university when I got sick, and so the people that I was living with, like, I'd noticed that they were still going out and they were still bringing people back, and I was quite envious of it all because I'd gone from this sort of party maniac socialite to just somebody who was a bit of a reclusive loner, and all, like, and in my soul it wasn't who I was, but it was who I had to become. Part of me, the part of me that thinks that it might have been for the best, I don't know, it's the only way you can look at these things, is that it's made me a more rounded person, I guess, and when I'm better I'll have a lot more stability in my life, because I definitely had the potential to go off the rails, because I was definitely very into that rock and roll sort of lifestyle, doing things like waking up in the bath in a stranger's house with no idea how I got there, and lots of strange shenanigans that I got up to when I was a kid. But yeah, I guess it's given me a little bit, because I haven't smoked, drank any alcohol, done any drugs, anything like that in years, and I don't think I ever will either. I'm pretty sure I never will, and oh man, it's good. Like, it's because with ME you feel like you're completely out of control with your own mind, and so you wake up having good days and bad days and being out of control. So no part of me ever wants to go back to being out of control. So, like, taking alcohol, drugs, all that stuff, it puts you out of control. But the happiest I ever am now is when I wake up, it's in a good day and I'm in control of my brain and I can choose what to do. And so, if I can live with that control, just over a huge period of time, it's going to be epic, man. I'm looking forward to that. The second thing, this is going to be quite a long video, so I hope you bear with me. Physically, it was really tough to accept the physical limitations that having ME put on you. When I was 15 to I was about 19, like, I lived in the gym, like, completely. Like, I just really wanted to, like, work on one of those bodies that you see on, like, a Greek statue. You know what I mean? And but it was just great, like, setting goals for myself, being able to reach those goals, being able to better those goals. I mean, like, it's definitely my second favourite hobby after music. But when I got sick, I started noticing that the more I pushed myself, the worse I felt. And it's almost like opposite to that gym mentality, because the gym mentality is like saying, it's like no pain, no gain. Whereas with ME, it's sort of more like no pain, gain. So it was quite hard to be able to adapt, and I didn't let myself adapt for a long time. Like, I knew that it would make me feel like shit, but I was just so, like, depressed about watching all these years of work that I put into getting a body that I was confident with slowly fading away because of something that was out of my control. Like, I just refused to believe that, and used to force myself back in the gym, even though that I'd collapse for about a week afterwards and just have to stay in bed, and then I just get up and do it again, because it takes you a long time to recover. But I just had, I don't know, I felt like I just didn't want, it was my way of trying to get one up on the illness, which is a bit silly because it's not how you recover. But the third way it's affected my life, which is probably the biggest, is how it's affected my dreams and my ambitions. I feel like if there is such a thing as destiny or anything like that, like I feel like I was put on this earth to make music, and whether or not I'm successful making the music, I don't even care, because like just the joy that I get from singing and writing music and being around musicians and is undescribable. Like there's no words. Like it's like imagine finding the love of your life and realizing that the love of your life is never going to die, and that they're always going to be there for you, and that no matter what you do, you can always, they're everywhere. And when you want to get away from them, it's easy as that. But they're still always there for you. And so with Me, on the days that it made my brain just completely shut down and lose that zest for life and lose that spark that I think everybody has inside of them, that makes them just want to have fun. When it kicked in and I didn't want to sing much anymore, it was quite hard. And around the time that I was getting really sick, it was sort of ironic, and a bit of a kick in the face was also the time that I was meeting up with loads of record labels and doing gigs and having like managers and meeting agents of like people like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Amy Winehouse, and producing an album, and all these really like my lifelong dreams materialising right in front of me, and just this illness, this like pulling me back away from them all. Like, oh, it was tough, but I like the gym, I just pushed through. So like I'd be in the studio and like I'd excuse myself to go to the bathroom and do something, like I'd throw up blood, and then I'd come back and pretend that nothing had ever happened and just keep on recording the vocals. And I'd do things like I'd be in bed all day, and then I knew I had a gig in the night, so I'd just get up on stage and I'd just pretend that everything was okay and that I was not going through any of this, and I just put out as much energy as I normally did, which again just made me crash. And like it got to the point where I was still performing, but I was breaking down on stage. Like one time I was actually crying mid-song in front of a room, and I think there was quite an important bloke there as well, like some sort of scout who was checking me out to see if I had any potential. And look, I was just on stage like a blubbering mess, like because I was just so empty and so drained, and I had to give up. Like the whole of last year, I only did one gig, like for the whole thing. Like I went busking a few times, but I only did one gig, and that's my vitality, man. That's my life source, and it's fucking tough to only do that. Yeah, it's definitely an illness you've got to adapt to. And this has been quite a depressing video, I suppose, but I think for people to be able to understand it and relate to it and not feel so alone, because I bet you everybody else has got a different story about how this will affect their lives. And the hardest things, like mums will be upset because they can't raise their kids properly, or dancers will be upset that they can't go out and dance. And like I think that's the hardest thing, is like often with this illness, the things that bring us the most joy are the things that are the most deeply affected. And this is definitely being a longer video than I've done in the past, so if you've gotten to this stage, thank you for bearing with me. I've got a private doctor's appointment at the end of this month, and it's in a place called Breakspear, which is like the cutting edge private hospital for chronic fatigue in the UK. I'm selling music to try and raise money for treatments, because it's going to end up costing like a few £1,000s, and I'm not from a very rich family at all, like, and I can't make money myself, so I'm selling music like it's my way. I don't feel like a charity case with people donating me money. I'd rather feel like I was giving back and earning it, so I recorded 5 songs in my bedroom, which I'm going to be selling. I'll put the link in the description of the YouTube and Facebook blog. Also, for everybody on YouTube, I've got a Facebook. It's facebook.com/me vs me blog. I'll put the link to that in the video as well if anybody wants to go on Facebook and just catch up and chat, and I'm always up for hearing about people's stories and stuff. And yeah, thank you. Cheers. I just thought I'd add a quick disclaimer at the end of the video. It just popped into my head while I was cooking soup. The main purpose of these videos is to help people and not to hinder them. So the last thing I want, even though that I spent the past like 10 minutes talking about the negative impacts of ME, the last thing I want is people to go away and then reflect on how depression or bipolar or ME has affected their lives negatively, and then really relive those emotions. Because even though that I just spoke about these things, they're things that I rarely think about. They have their time and place. So if you're telling your story to a doctor or a therapist, then things like sadness and self-pity, they're very useful emotions then, because you can really get into the emotive side of things. But they're just not useful when we're sitting around by ourselves. It's things that we will inevitably go through and experience, because it's quite human to do so, but we get locked in a cycle of doing it quite a lot, where we just feel very upset about ourselves and very sad in our minds. But the most positive, beneficial thing that you can do, and I think the thing that is one of the crucial components of actually fully recovering, is moving away from it. Moving away from self-pity, guilt, doubt, all of those emotions. They're just not useful. They have no use after a certain amount of time. So I want everybody who is feeling like crap, even if you're feeling pretty good, just to close your eyes right now. Now close your eyes. Close them. Okay. And I want you to imagine yourself 2 years into the future. But I want you to imagine yourself with exactly the sort of life you want, and with boundless amounts of energy flowing through you. But get specific with it. So picture yourself in your ideal sort of situation, be it surrounded by your friends or doing the things that you love, or in your dream job or in your dream house. And now magnify all the things that are around you that you love. So have a look at, like, can you see the textures, or really feel everything and feel the emotions that comes with being this confident, happy person, the best version of yourself you can possibly be, and really just live it. So if I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to imagine sitting in a field at summer, I can see all these blades of grass and I can see them so clearly, and I can feel that summer's breeze, and I can see that I'm sitting on a picnic blanket and I've got loads of my mates around, and there's we're all having a laugh and we're all drinking orange juice, and I can eat chocolate without feeling like crap, and it's brilliant, and I can really properly taste that, and it's a summer sunny day, a few clouds in the sky, and there's a few people kicking a football around. So it's just like, that's just my own. See, look, I'm going off into La La Land myself. But if you can find your own just moment that would make you so happy, just try and live that for even just a minute, and then open your eyes and realise that just by doing that you feel a tiny bit lighter. It might be a tiny fraction, but just that thought process in your mind, even if you didn't feel better, it slightly directed you away from your problems for a second. And I feel like when we're not in our mind living our problems, that's when our bodies can start truly healing. So anyway, thank you very much.
And this was a nice one, the last point. So the whole video was nice because he talked about depression, and he talked about give the people a better feeling about how they move out of the depression. And then it's like he apologized for talking so much about his depression and about the bad feelings which he has, or the bad things which come from this ME. But when he apologized, I felt like, no, it was not like this, that it makes you feeling so sad for yourself when you watch this. I think in this video he really gave to people this empowering feeling or something like this. He did a good job, a great job. And in the end, it's like he does a dream journey or something like this. I'm not sure what's the name in English, But there are some things in schools, they do this sometimes in Germany. When you're younger, you have to lie on the ground, all the pupils, and all the kids lying on the ground, and then they have to close their eyes, and the teacher reads a story, or maybe from a city there is a story and says you go to this place and now you go to this place and the sun is shining and you feel your arms and you feel your fingers and all of this. And he does this at the end, and it's really nice how he imagines his, or how he paints this picture of the future he could have or he would love to have. And this was really, he did it really nice. I have to like all these videos, of course. So I'm thinking about stopping the stream here, because I think I'm 1 hour in. And how many videos I have? 8, 7, 15, 22, 27, 35, 48, 58, and 7 more. I think I will quit this here, and maybe next week I will do the rest, or yeah, maybe the rest. I think so. So this was really interesting. It's not that I'm so new to Ren, because I've seen his chapters, and they are really actual, or they are really close to 2025 when he did them, and they are not so old. But it's really interesting to see him in this young age, how he was this time, and how he saw the things this time. And I like it that he left these videos online, so I will definitely watch the rest. So I think nobody was here. There's no problem for me. I had to watch it anyway, and I will watch the rest anyway. If you come later to this and will watch this, then if you make it till here, thanks for this. If you liked it, you're very welcome to stick around, and see you next time. Bye.